Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isaac Christopher Lubogo. Listen, this is food for thought. Um, as the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle once said, we are what we are repeatedly in terms of doing. That eventually becomes excellency. It's not an act, but a habit. Now, our words not only inspire us, but also become a beacon of hope, illuminating the path of those who seek knowledge and understanding. Our tireless efforts should craft a legacy that will continue to inspire generations to come. As the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson echo, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Remain true to your passion, and in doing so, you've achieved something truly remarkable. We're going to go through some lessons, and lesson number one is what we call robotics in terms of trying to appreciate the three laws of robotics. The first law, a robot may not injure a human being through inaction or even allow a human being to come into harm. The second law, a robot cannot obey the orders given to it by a human being except where such orders would conflict with the first law. The third law, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or even second law. Why am I talking about this? I'm introducing you to artificial intelligence. Now, these laws are introduced long ago in 1942 by a guy called Asimov in terms of what we comprehend to mean the science of fiction in terms of robotics. Now, those of you who have watched the movie called Better Than Us, it was a Russian act in terms of a series that actually explores what they call artificial intelligence in terms of robotics and human relationships, making it possible for us to incorporate robotics in our day-to-day lives. The reason why I'm making this session is trying to comprehend how robotics is going to affect you and I in terms of the future. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, as Eleanor Roosevelt one time said. So some of the things we need to comprehend is to adapt what we call AI in terms of the concepts. Listen, AI-driven platforms provide personalized legal guidance in terms of rights, in terms of comprehensions, in terms of understanding. They also aid in terms of the core visual support, in terms of AI powering emotional support systems, document in terms of documentation or automated document management systems, protecting legal documents, for example, but also in terms of what they call pink legal, for those of you who appreciate what they call AI facilitated online dispute resolution, especially in terms of legal issues. In China, for example, we see robotics now even adjudicating over matters. So it's my emphasis today is to create some kind of emphasis in terms of comprehending where AI is going, in terms of comprehending what we need to comprehend, in terms of understanding how robotics are going to affect our tomorrow. It's going to be extremely impossible for you and I to live a life without robotics, without engaging in AI. The drumming that I'm trying to do today is to encourage each one of us to embrace the future of tomorrow. In terms of analyzing, AI powered tools, for example, will help us to analyze those and even policies in terms of impacting our social behaviors. In terms of lifespans, they will be able to give us emergency responses in terms of our health, whether in crisis. They will also help in terms of voicing, for example, public speaking platforms, in terms of articulation, for example. They will also help in terms of what they call potential partnerships, where we can be able to collaborate with these AI in terms of startups, in terms of technology, for example, partnering with organizations in terms of promoting other rights, whether advocacy for individuals or marginalized people, for example. They also help in terms of capacity building. Training sessions, for example, in terms of robotics would help when we train ourselves to prepare ourselves in terms of that by way of doing workshops, digital literacy, for example, and even online, safety measures, for example. So the idea here is to enhance access to justice for those of you who are lawyers, to empower women or even men or even marginalized, or even children through technology, to foster inclusiveness in terms of digital spaces, and also to promote rights and equality. So all these things are substantively important when we're talking about robotics and the future. Now, key performance indicators would include things, for example, the number of people who are served through AI powered platforms. That is something you have to look out for. In terms of also increasing in terms of the lawyers, or what they call digital literacy, in terms of comprehending how they can be able to comprehend and acclimatize. In terms of reduction, in terms of these so-called rights violations, they can also be able to be seen that way. So by embracing AI and robotics, this would help to create a network of individuals who are able to move with the society as we know it today by way of revolutionization, empowerment, creating safer and even more inclusive digital space. That is what I wanted to talk to you today. God bless you, and thank you for your attention.